Level 1. The keys feel cold in your hand. You stand on the cracked driveway of a 3-bedroom ranch house in a suburb outside Dallas. Or maybe Atlanta, or Phoenix. It doesn't matter which city. The feeling is the same. You are 28 years old. You just signed your name on a stack of papers thicker than your forearm. 30-year fixed mortgage. 6.8% interest. $2,400 a month. You tell yourself, this is it. This is the moment you stop renting, stop throwing money away, stop living like a college kid. The realtor smiles and hands you the keys. Your girlfriend or your parents on FaceTime claps. For the first 15 minutes you walk through every room picturing where the couch will go, where you'll put the TV, how the morning light will hit the kitchen counter. You feel like an adult? You feel like you've arrived. Here's what nobody tells you in that moment. The house just became the most expensive thing you will ever buy that also wants to slowly bleed you dry for the next 3 decades. Level 2. 2 weeks later, the first surprise arrives in the mail. Property tax escrow. Then homeowner's insurance. Then the private mortgage insurance, because your down payment was only 8%. Add the HOA fee, if you're in one of those neighborhoods. That looks perfect on Zillow. Suddenly, your $2,400 mortgage payment is actually $3,100 before you've even turned on a single light. You tell yourself, it's fine. You got a raise last year. You can swing it. You start shopping for furniture on credit because the house feels empty and you want it to feel like home. The first utility bill comes in at $380. The water heater makes a strange noise at 2 a.m. You Google it and discover that water heaters die between 8 and 12 years old, and this one is 11. You close the tab. Not today. Level 3. Month 4. You're standing in the kitchen at 11 p.m. with the lights off, staring at a $1,200 repair estimate for the HVAC system that decided to quit right before the Texas summer hit. The number is bigger than your previous car payment. You do the math on your phone for the 10th time. Closing costs took $11,000. Moving cost $2,800. New appliances and furniture put another $9,000 on credit cards. The house you bought for $385,000 has already cost you almost $25,000 in cash and credit. Before you've even made your 6th mortgage payment, you start to feel the weight. Not just the money, the weight of responsibility. The house now owns part of your future. Every raise, every bonus, every side hustle now has a new landlord living inside your decisions. Level 4. Year 2. The neighbors are nice. The backyard is bigger than you expected. Your friends come over for cookouts and tell you how lucky you are. On paper, you are. Homeownership is the American dream. Equity, tax deduction, forced savings. But the numbers don't lie when you actually run them. Between the mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, and the endless small repairs, you are spending roughly $42,000 a year just to live in this house. That's more than many people's entire salary in some parts of the country. You start noticing something else. While you were busy being a homeowner, your friend who stayed renting and invested the difference has quietly put $38,000 into the S&P 500 over the same period. The market did what markets do. His money is now worth almost $52,000. You have a new roof quote for $14,000 and a cracked foundation that the inspector didn't notice. Level 5. The crack gets wider. Not in the foundation, in your understanding, you learn that the average first-time homeowner in America spends 1 to 2% of the home's value every single year on maintenance and repairs. On a $400,000 house, that's $4,000 to $8,000 annually, on top of everything else. Over 10 years, that's $40,000 to $80,000. That never shows up in your Zestimate. You also learn about opportunity cost in a way that actually hurts. The money you put into the down payment and all the extras could have been invested. At historical market returns, that money would be working harder than you are. The house, meanwhile, is a leveraged bet on a single asset that requires constant cash injections and can't be sold quickly if life changes. You start waking up at 3 a.m. thinking about the mortgage. Not because you can't pay it, you can, but because you realize how little breathing room you actually have. One medical emergency, one job loss, one major repair, and the whole thing could collapse like a house of cards. Literally dot level. 6-year 4. The market has been kind. Your house is now worth $460,000 on paper. You feel smart. You tell people you've built equity. Then you actually try to sell it. Closing costs, agent commissions, repairs to make it market-ready, staging, and the reality that buyers will negotiate hard. After all is said and done, your actual realized profit is far smaller than the Zillow number suggested. And during the time you owned it, you paid roughly $95,000 in mortgage interest alone, money that went straight to the bank. Not to your future. You sit in the same kitchen where you once felt proud and realize something cold. The house didn't make you wealthier. It made the bank wealthier. It made the contractors wealthier. It made the local government wealthier. Through property taxes. You simply got to live inside the asset while it slowly extracted money from your paycheck every single month. Level 7. The truth settles in quietly. The way most important truths do. Buying a home isn't inherently bad. For some people, at the right time, with the right numbers, it is still one of the best decisions they will ever make. But for most young Americans right now, with high interest rates, inflated prices, and stagnant wage growth relative to housing, the real cost is not the mortgage payment. The real cost is everything you give up to make that payment possible. The vacations you don't take, the investments you don't make, the freedom to move for a safe, better job, the ability to weather a recession without panic, the years of compound growth you sacrificed. You look around the house you once loved and understand it for what it is. A very expensive, very beautiful, very emotional decision that most people never fully run the numbers on before signing. Level 8. You are 33. Now, you still live in the house? You've refinanced once. The payment is a little lower. The roof is new. The HVAC finally died and was replaced. But something has shifted in how you think about money. You no longer see homeownership as the automatic next step. You see it as one tool among many. Some people need the stability. Some people need the flexibility. The smart ones run the actual numbers instead of listening to the cultural script that says renting is throwing money away. And owning is always smarter. Sometimes. The real flex isn't the house with the big backyard. Sometimes the real flex is having options. You think about the 28-year-old version of yourself holding those keys. Chest full of pride and possibility. You don't regret him. You just wish someone had sat in the passenger seat of his. Excitement and quietly said, "The house isn't the goal. The life you want to build inside it and outside of it is the goal. Make sure the house is actually helping you get there instead of quietly taking you somewhere else."